strength is certainly what they do defensively. They can rattle folks.
They get it back. Ariza no luck.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter. Here's shake and bake. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. And his old high school coach is an attendee at today's game, Clark. I believe they still stay in close contact, even though he's now in the NBA.
And, you know, you always have to keep perspective by remembering where you came from, no matter what you're doing, but certainly in the NBA. And it's nice to see that he does that by still staying in touch with his old coach.
The Rockets pull it in.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Cannon, the pass to Cortez. Cannon can't hit.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
And that one hits back iron.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
The Rockets trail. And Shake and Bake picks up the foul. That's his first foul. So both teams making some changes here. On defense, Minnesota. Johnson kicks to Jeffries. Back to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Daniels. Offline with his 3. Here's Shake and Bake. And no good trying to get that one. And so the first quarter wraps up with...
This Saturday, February 20th, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And let's quickly break down. On the floor for Minnesota. Houston making a switch here. And here are the Rockets now. 3-point lead. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game the first time they met, but the mistakes cost them. They were very careless with the ball. They're going to have to take care of it tonight.
And so in the game for the Rockets. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Harden and Ariza out on the perimeter. And it's Cannon in at the 1 spot. There's Shake and Bake. He's guarded by Howard. Here's Shake and Bake. Makes it off the glass. Shake and Bake's got his 3rd basket of the night. You know, Clark, if they could rewind and erase some of that sloppy play, I mean, they would have had the W.
Without question. I mean, you get rid of those turnovers and be a little sharper, but the turnover difference, too much to overcome.
Mayo against Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from the wing, and he hits the jump shot. Harden's got the lead up to 5 now for the Rockets.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through, and that's not something they should get away from.
Here's Shake and Bake. Drills the baseline jumper. Shake and Bake's got 8 points.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
Cannon dishes to Howard. Harden outside. Back to Howard. To the inside. And some nice passing there by Houston. Offensive rebound. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Howard's got 9 points in the quarter. Timberwolves trail by 5. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Shake and Bake. 11 points for him in that last game against Dallas. The tray. And Jones pulls it down.
Well, they did a good job in the first quarter getting themselves to the line, but here in the second, they've gone away from it.
Well, everything's become perimeter-oriented, Clark, and you really have to be penetrating and looking inside, keeping that defense honest. And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
Well, it seems like they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and it's just been that kind of a day.
And he makes both free throws. 9 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. There's shake and bake. Fires from deep. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
That three cut the deficit going into halftime. They're not going away.
And a tight game here as we end the first half.
Yes. Kevin here with the
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. Very nice offensive first half from the reserves. You guys had a big impact. We'll be coming back to you in the second half. Now I'll give credit where credit is due. We've taken very good care of the basketball. Turnovers were scarce, and we need to keep it that way. And guys, I don't want too many of us under the glass at the...
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Substitution.
Dodo. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Bennett comes in for Wiggins, and it's Brewer in for O.J. Mayo. And the Rockets making a change here. They've got Young. Zhang is out there with Bennett. Then there's Brewer. And it's Rubio in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Shake and Bake's checked in for Minnesota. 10 games leading the NBA in rebounding. The 4th spot held by Dwight Howard.
He's put on an unbelievable show, rebounding the basketball of late, using that strength in his body so effectively.
Daniels kicks to Jeffries. A rebound by the Timberwolves. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
well, shake and bake in the last matchup against the Mavericks made a big difference. He ended with 11 points and did his work from a pair of lines, hitting from both beyond the arc and from the charity stripe. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by Stevens State.
Well, those are pretty high standards ordinarily. We'll see how much it carries over. It's not a performance that will be easy to repeat.
But you like to have that in your arsenal and on your resume so you can call on it the next time you get out on the court. So I think it'll serve him better than it won't.
1:25 left in the third quarter. The Rockets again can't hit.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Houston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Daniels passes to Howard. And Minnesota gets called for the foul. Here is Jeffries. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Jones. Banked in off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 2.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the boards.
Yeah, both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
43 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Shake and Bake. Up and in on the way. Shake and Bake's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Drops in the breakaway lane. Shake and Bake's got the lead up to 2 now for the Timberwolves. 27 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Daniels kicks to Jeffries. Shot from 12. Minnesota with the rebound.
I can't figure out, guys, what's going on with him this quarter. I mean, he hasn't gotten one shot to drop.
Boy, just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
16 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Shake and Bake, who's got 19. It'll count. Phenomenal buzzer beater!
You gotta love seeing nothing but zeros on the clock when that ball...
And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Minnesota on top as they wrap up the third quarter with a 13-5 run. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
Sunday, February 21st, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect. The gorgeous feed there.
Timberwolves. Shake and Bake comes in for O.J. Mayo. And the Rockets making a change here. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Howard. Harden out there with Johnson. And it's Jeffries in at the point. 55 seconds left in the fourth. Stolen by Harden. Kicks to Jeffries. Back to Harden. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And the Rockets lead by 11.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Here's Shake and Bake. No luck. So Houston will take it the other way. Harden outside. He feeds it to Jeffries. The dish to Howard. Fades back. Wiggins with the rebound. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
I tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
And here's Daniels. So we see Houston taking